Managing an agency is not easy. As an agency owner of about 6 years of running this agency, I have found that there are so many key takeaways that we can bring to the table that I could probably write a book. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there's a few that really take the reins. One, the client. Ensuring that you pick not only the right type of client, but the one that you can grow with for the long term is very important. As an early stage agency owner, you may be a little less picky and choose clients who may not really fit into the niche that you're looking for. A lot of times when I was starting this agency with my co-founder, we found that we would take on clients because we needed the revenue. And that's very, very common for a lot of small businesses. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you find that you're working with clients who are not in your right field, they're not in your specialization, or they're simply not a culture fit, you're going to run into a lot of roadblocks because your team is not very happy, you're not very happy, and the client is probably taking up more time than they were actually worth. That's not to say that the relationship can't be improved or that there's not something that can be improved upon in the process. But if you're looking in the wrong places to find that perfect partner, then you're probably not spending your valuable time focused on growing the business. You're really focusing on maintaining this maybe troublesome client. Ensure that when you work on the onboarding process and building that prospective list out, that you're working with clients that are in your field of knowledge and expertise, and that they fit culturally to the style of agency that you're trying to build. The second thing is quality. If you're trying to run an agency and you work with individuals maybe on the contract side or full-time side, and you're not putting an emphasis on quality and with that also efficiency and timeliness, then you're going to run into a lot of issues. At many times, your client is going to be really focusing on a lot of different tasks, and you're probably just one piece of it. And if the quality isn't ready for the client to take on or to be delivered to the client, they're not going to be very happy. So ensure that you're not focusing on getting as many projects as possible, but you're building out a series of deliverables that are of high quality that you can use as portfolio pieces. The next stage of this process, or the key takeaways, is building a strong portfolio, because ultimately there's only one way that you can ensure that your clients see the quality of the work that you do. You could talk about it for hours, but nobody wants to listen to that. Ultimately, the best thing, and the thing that I've learned over the years, is that your case studies or your portfolio pieces, they speak volumes to the work that you do. They should be both quantitative and qualitative, and really talk through the goals, the expectations, the outcome, and everything in between for your client projects. They should be visual, they should be verbal, and they should really indicate that you were the perfect partner for them and they were the perfect partner for you. Beyond that, your team is everything. Building a strong team is incredibly crucial, because if you don't have a team that's backing you, or a team that can work with you or provide you goals, you're really the only one working at that agency still, even if you think you have people on your team. That's why it's very important to hire slow and hire the right people, because they will actually make your lives not only easier as agency owners, but they will help you improve the quality, the size, the business development, the processes, the client relationships, and so much more that you really need in those stages. When you're a small agency, focus on building the right clientele. Whether you're verticalizing or not, regardless, ensure that you're getting the right type of clients and that you understand your value, but sometimes that the portfolio projects, the ones that maybe aren't as profitable, will be in the long run because you're building case studies. When you're a mid-size agency or a growing agency and you've gotten through the hurdles of being a startup, focus on the development of your brand, because so often I see companies that have really unusable websites, their social is lacking, and there's a number of different counterparts that are really pushing against them as an agency. Because if you are a marketing agency, you should be first and foremost in the front of you should be up front from everything else when it comes to the most up-to-date versions of your website and the design and everything else. And ultimately, if you're a growth stage agency that's been around for a number of years, at this point, it's great to evolve. Figure out after a few years behind you, where are you going to strive? Who are you going to bring on your team? And how are you going to grow from 1 to 2 to 5 to 10 to 20 plus $1 million? Really, at the end of the day, it's all about quality. It's all about communication. It's about building a proper team. It's about explaining your company to the outside world and just having fun along the way. Good luck.